I'm here in Paris. I've had a very long day. Early morning flight, 3 interviews at Champs. I'm starving.
Based.
Tell me you've got something to eat, Ethan.
Of course I do. So, to repay you for what you did in Madrid, I have some French stuff.
You make it sound like I did something bad.
No, but you gave a bit, actually a bit. With the spicy one, it was kind of bad, right? But I have some good things for you.
Oh.
I won't like break your mouth for no reason, you know. So, here the first one. It's called Petit.
Explain it.
Yeah. Right. It's called Petit Écolier, and it's basically like chocolates on what we call sablé, which are biscuits, basically.
Sablé.
Sablé, yeah.
I think I might have had these.
Really?
Yeah. And I think I know that they're really nice.
Really?
You don't have one?
No, I don't want to eat sugar before we go, because we go eat something after, so...
I'm just an animal, and I'll eat anything back to back. That's what we saw last
You
week.
made us eat like salt with spicy, with sugar, like everything.
And that was 5 minutes after churros as well. I'm impressed.
So how is it?
I'm good.
It's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the figure you see on the photo is like a little school guy from back in the days in France. That's what they were looking like.
The chocolate on it, I don't know if you have these in France. At Christmas, do you have like an advent calendar where you get like 1 chocolate per day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
And when you buy them in the UK, if you buy cheap ones, they have the same chocolate.
Really?
I'm not saying the chocolate's cheap, but it kind of tastes like the cheap chocolate.
It's kind of cheap. It's normal. It's the snack, you know.
But then from nostalgia and that, it's nice. Everyone likes it, so
okay.
I'm happy.
Great. Now we have the Madeleine, which is something you can't miss in France. Try it. Looks like this. They only sell big packages. I don't know why. You can't have like 1 or 2. It's not possible.
I've had these as well.
Man, it's basic French stuff. Like, how did you get those?
They sell these in Spain.
Really?
Magdalenas, yeah.
Magdalenas, they call it? Okay. Well, it's basically French. Like, it's what they call the laitière. It's the woman who make this, and it's like a big icon in France, you know.
But they are delicious.
Okay, great. Now I have some appetizers.
Okay, this is new.
So these are Bélin, which is basically a French brand of appetizers. They are also doing like chips and stuff.
They're also doing sheep. What do you mean?
Not chips.
I thought you said sheeps.
Chips, yeah. In France we say chips. And it's like potatoes, right?
No, chips.
Yeah, chips. Okay. And so these are like salty appetizers with a bit of cheese. I can take some.
Oh, that's really small. I was expecting.
Yeah. These are the stuff you eat like all the day, you know.
And these are the ones I'm sure once you open it, you eat the whole thing.
Yeah, basically that's right.
If you're like me with no self-control.
You'll have it. I'll give it to you. The others I take it back because you criticize them.
That's fine. I took all the ones back from last week.
This one, normally you eat it with like bread, you know.
Yeah.
You're
put it on bread, it, aren't you?
Yeah, a bit. Wait. Why is it? Oh, okay.
And what actually is it? I'm seeing something about milk.
Yeah, it's basically cheese.
Oh.
It's cheese. It's like fresh cheese. But why? It's not opening. Okay.
Now I'm not too confident.
This one is very good. Why
I don't really eat cheese unless it's like melted on something.
Oh, and you don't like milk or what?
Yeah, milk's
like,
fine.
Okay.
If it's just like cold cheese, I'm probably not going to be the biggest fan, but I'll try it.
It's like this. It's called kiri.
I don't know how to open it without getting it all over my fingers. I'll take a little nibble.
Yeah, just take a little. So how does it look?
Actually, not bad. There's more milk than cheese.
Yeah.
Could you pass me a cheese cracker?
Why you say it's not bad and then you want something else to...
I didn't say it's so bad.
Get rid of the taste. Oh, okay. Well, that's not how you do it normally.
Cheese and cracker.
Okay. Usually you put it on bread. Like in the morning, you take that, you put it on the bread. Actually, I wanted to take something else, which is Babybel. It's like strong cheese. Really? Oh wait, man. Can I make you try new stuff? Like, how is it possible? You're just stealing away every French thing or what?
Oh, what was that? All of them?
It was all of them, yeah. It's 4, right?
Yeah.
You gave 4 too.
Yeah.
My guy
Well,
wants more. My guy wants more.
I'm hungry.
That's how is it in France.
Well, I'm starving. That's why. But we should talk about something else as well then before
Yeah,
we
maybe
go
it's
and eat. Because we were just going to have some snacks, and then some like major news happened yesterday, so I figured we may as well take the chance. That news being the fact of, well, it's mainly the winter split next year was like the thing that's come out of Sheep Esports. And if I remember rightly, it's that, well, the short of it was that it'll be the 10 LEC teams plus 2 ERL teams, and it'll be the one from summer this year, the winner, plus the best performing team over the whole season, which already is Los Ratones. Which
is kind of weird, actually. Basically, the criteria are kind of weird.
The criteria was, let's make sure.
Best team in the year. It's basically Los Ratones, right? They don't say it like this, but it's like...
Because especially if you think teams that perform well in ERLs, if you think a team that could do well in EMEA Masters winter and spring, if it wasn't Los Ratones, then like half the time their team gets bought by the LEC teams for summer anyway, and it'd be a completely different team. So I feel like they have like definitely said, let's get Los Ratones in.
Yeah.
And how can we do it? What rules can we make?
Yeah. The best team in the year of GRS, but which is not make sense because basically it's very rare that a team gets both. Actually, there was not even winter split before this year, so a team that get both winter and spring could never happen before Los Ratones, and it happened. But if it was that Los Ratones won winter and not spring, what would they say, right? They would have said the team that won EMEA winter, which is not like, no, it's just not working. But anyway, it's just for Los Ratones to be in, right?
Absolutely. And I feel like it's kind of come out in 2 stages then, because that first bit of news, just the fact that they're in there, and also the fact of having ERL teams be able to play against LEC teams people like everyone wants promotion relegation, really. And then there's the fact that they could go to first stand as well. And it was a thing only for winter, so it's not, at least so far, it's not going to happen in spring and summer, although it seemed to be like not 100% confirmed. But the fact that the ERL team could do it was like, initially everyone was kind of like, oh, that's pretty interesting. That's kind of what we all wanted, to have a ERL pathway to there. I did tweet saying like, I'm shocked that the LEC teams agreed to it, to let ARL teams in.
Well, guess what? They didn't.
Yeah, and then the shit hit the fan, didn't it? So you've probably seen the updates clearer than me about like Kameto stream and that. So maybe just explain what happened.
Well, basically, Kameto has been in the ERLs, like Kameto's team, which is Carmine Corp, has been in the ERL scene since 2021, and they've won 4 EU Masters at the time, which, like, there was no winter split, right? So it's a lot, right? In 2 years, in 3 years actually. So they won 4, and they even wanted to ask for, like, to make a show match, because there is the KCX at the end of each year that KC is making in France, and basically they even asked to Riot if they could like bring a bottom tier LEC team to participate in a show match, and even that they wouldn't allow them, right? So it feels kind of weird that when Los Ratones comes in, suddenly everything changed, right? And the biggest issue is not only that, and Kameto was obviously talking about it on stream, but basically I think all LEC team will agree on that, is that they basically all paid the ultimate price for this slot, which is like 25, 30 millions, right?
Even the minimum that was like 10 million if you paid first day one, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. And right now, with basically we can see the horizon of Riot willing to open the league, right? It's like they're doing a first step right now, but in the end, that's what they want to do, right? And the thing is, basically the slot that every team bought is kind of undervalued now. Like the value just dropped by maybe, I don't know, 50%. It's possible, right? So of course, every team just lost a lot of money. Every owner just lost tons of money, and it's not like Los Ratones are the first one that brings that much hype, you know. KC did that, Koi did that. KC even did it the hard way, because Koi, it's a bit of a bad example because they directly joined GLEC by, you know, merging with Rogue and everything in 2023. But KC did exactly that. They took the pass from GRLs. They suffered a lot because it was like for 3 years in a row they couldn't join GLEC because they didn't have the money, right? And suddenly Los Ratones come and they can do that without paying. KC just lost tons of money out of this move, and as well as all the other LEC teams. So basically, it's just losing. It's just like, first, I think it's very frustrating for KC and for every KC fans that struggled in the ERLs for years and that won every EU Masters and weren't ever rewarded for it, and then it's also basically it's like double guilt, like they take the double guilt because they even lose money out of it, but like they directly lose money. So yeah, that's everything is kind of scuffed right now, and I think the biggest issue for Riot is that they are trying to buy time to Los Ratones, because I think in the end Los Ratones will eventually buy a slot. I think if they want to raise funds and buy a slot, they can, but I think they don't want to make them enter through an open through the guest slot, because if they have a guest slot, that means that the next year they can lose it, right? So I think the main thing that Riot is trying to do is to buy time. So Los Ratones, because obviously it's not realistic to think that Los Ratones will be able to go to investors and tell them, hello, it's been 8 months that we're actually that our corporation is working, and I want you to
give me 10
of no, but it's more because of the hype that Los Ratones have. It will be like maybe 25 million, So first they buy them some time, and second they the money that they will have to earn to be to GLEC will be lower, because obviously the slot price will be lower, right? With all those decisions and the fact that maybe they want to ask the guest slot in the future. So yeah, basically I think that's how I see it. It's just that they want to buy time for Los Ratones to first have more experience and have more
more like solidified org as well. It's not even, because that was one thing that actually what kind of wound me up about the Cadral Esports World Cup thing, when people go, oh well, he's got an org to run now, he needs a bit more money. I don't feel like, I'm sure those players aren't getting paid. The point is that they're all streaming and they're all massive anyway. Like none of them even probably really needed a salary except for like Velia. So I feel like their overheads aren't like massive. They're not. It's not like when Riot does, like when they first did the franchising and when they did VCT, or when they're looking for a new VCT team now, where everyone has to apply. You have to prove that you're this professional company. You have to show all these different, whatever their requirements are. And like for all intents and purposes, like Los Ratones is a bedroom org still. They've got like a couple of employees, I think, but they're not anything substantial.
Yeah, they don't have a location in Berlin to stay or something. They don't have anything. They don't have infrastructures.
I don't know. Like, do we know that they'd even be willing to all go there and stay full time? Because that was like part of the pool, at least for like Reckless. I'm pretty sure was that he could stay in Sweden. Maybe he only
but I
wanted
think
to go
that
for a year.
if he has a shot in GLEC, he will go back to Berlin for sure, 100%. But yeah, so yeah, I think as you said, and the thing is, they just need more time. As I said, they just need more time for their company to have more substance to give to the investors, and maybe they can then look at it and say, oh, okay, it's been 2 years that you've been here. When you joined GLEC, even if it was for one split, the viewership got higher, some stuff, and so they have more thing to give to the investors, and so they can come up with a more realistic plan to ask them about those 15 millions, So I think it's part of it. And yeah, and the thing is, the problem the other problem I see with all of that stuff is that usually after the EME Master Summer, all the teams change, right? All the rosters change. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure that the team outside of Los Ratones, because it's kind of a particular example, but I'm pretty sure that if, I don't know, KCB, Gentlemate, Barca, any team win the EMEA Summer, I'm pretty sure that next year, half of their roster will be in LEC in another team, So it doesn't really make sense, because then Barca...
There's not actually any continuity. It's just a new roster of tier 2 players. Basically.
Exactly. So they just have a roster that is not strong enough to play against the best teams in GLEC. They will just look like fool, basically. And then they will just it won't even be the team that you saw winning GME Masters. So it doesn't make sense to me. There's so much stuff that doesn't make sense. There's that. There's also the fact that we don't know what happened in spring and summer, right? Yeah. We don't know what happened if Los Ratones win in summer again.
Kind of, what I see happening in spring and summer, or what kind of wouldn't surprise me, because like that's the thing they're saying right now, like, oh, we're still kind of deciding what to do, or at least Riot doesn't want to say, or whoever leaked it to Sheepy Sports doesn't want to say. Even if they said, like, it's fine, it's just for winter, we're not going to do them in spring and summer, they've shown this year the precedent already of doing something for winter
And change it.
thinking they liked it, and then they carried it on the whole year. Obviously, I'm talking about Fearless. That was meant to be a winter thing, and then suddenly that was it for the whole year. So, and imagine Los Ratones in the LEC. Clearly, the viewership's going to be crazy. Like, it doesn't seem that far-fetched at this point to see Riot go, like, actually, guys,
I'm not sure, actually, because it's kind of different with Fearless, because Fearless is like more of a gameplay thing.
Yeah, but then...
Well, there is more of financial aspects that go...
And usually I would think it's not that kind of like massive change is not something they would do like just willy-nilly like that. But then the part of like what Komet was saying is that no LEC teams agreed to it. And supposedly Riot has just completely... Forced it when not a single LEC team who are partnered, who paid millions and millions and millions, not a single one agreed to it, and they did it anyway. So if Los Ratones boosts the viewership massively, and then they want to keep them in for spring and summer, and the teams don't want it,
they can force it again. That's true, but yeah, I don't see it. Like, I think at this point, you know, there can even be protests or something. Like some teams can even like don't want to play, or I don't know, but it can go. Like, I think if they do that, it will reach the point of non-return. You know, like it can go very bad for them. So no, I do think that there's also a way. Like when I was thinking about buying time, there's also something is that, as I said, most of the team for next year will change, right? Most of the rosters will change. I think Los Ratones could have disbanded if there wasn't this happening, right? So I think the other thing that they're trying to do is that if Los Ratones has to play in January in GLEC or in First 10 or whatever, they have to sign a contract, right? And the contract is for 1 year, right? So they have to sign a contract for 1 year, and then they have to play for 1 year more. And if they have to go back to NLC, they have a contract, you have to play, right? And then in the end, I think that probably, maybe actually, I can even think that in summer, it's possible that they have a slot that is open for them, you know, that they can buy something. But yeah, I think I also heard from a journalist colleague that actually 2027 will be a year where a lot of stuff will change in the ecosystem. So that's kind of, you know, like they're all over the place. Basically, Riot is all over the place right now. This news is not helping them to kind of stabilize things, but yeah.
Well, because also like the part of the discussion around Los Ratones was like, what would they do next year? They've got to try and go to Tier 1. They can't go to the LEC because they need to pay. Maybe they'd go to NA and like rejig the roster to try and get into a Tier 1 league. So maybe even like LEC just like, let's do something quick to make sure they don't fuck off elsewhere.
That's possible.
It's funny. Have you seen the VCT changes for next year? I
saw that they were opening also the champions for ERL teams. Like
and I think LEC are like looking at it like, oh, well, that's quite a good idea. Yeah,
I think Iba is happy about it. No, Iba should be happy about it.
Yeah, because basically what they're doing in VCT is that in stage 2, which is like the summer split, usually the top 8 teams of the 12 go to playoffs, which I think would still be the case, but then the 4 top teams from Challengers are going to go in there as well. So like the 4 Tier 2 teams in every region. So every region will have Tier 1 and Tier 2 teams in playoffs, and then teams can qualify to champs for playoffs as Tier 2, which is kind of mad. But then the thing is there as well, it's like, it's not a franchise thing, it's the partner model where the teams haven't bought into the league.
Yeah.
So it's like not the same kind of taste to it. And also I think they're just, because their partners are not, they're partners but not franchisees. It means that like Riot can actually, without fucking them over,
it's the same.
Right, you can say it fucks them over, but they can, like, without having much pushback, they can make like much more sweeping changes.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man, it's crazy because like obviously we saw it in NA, but I mean they've paid the teams out to get them. No, but I think
they should pay the teams out, right? Because we don't know. Actually, the thing is,
I mean, if they want to do it, if they want to get promotion relegation in some form, they have to do that. It's a franchise league.
Yeah, they have no choice. But the thing is, I think a spot in LEC is much more expensive than a spot in.
I mean, what they paid back to the NA teams was like wasn't it like $6 million or something,
Yeah,
which is like almost half of what they paid in the first place.
But now
What
if you have
would-
to, it's like double if you want to pay the.
I mean,
like,
even if you're
half.
paying back the same price, like some teams paid like 30 million to get in.
That's why I say they
So I
have to
don't
pay it
know.
like double.
I don't know how that works, if like they have to negotiate or Riot can like choose an amount. I don't know, but I mean that's like
Do they even have the fund to pay 10 teams like 12 million basically?
let's do a new sponsor with Neon.
Actually, if they do a betting
LEC
sponsor, maybe that's why.
That's how
They-
they'll get the teams to agree.
Yeah, maybe that's why they have betting sponsors open, right? Or alcohol sponsors. That's why we found the thing. But yeah, and yeah, basically, I think outside of it, like what is funny is like everyone was memeing about this PGW final, because the EMU Masters Summer final will be held in Paris Games Week. And so everyone was memeing about it, like it's kind of fucked up, because recently we had like in the big stadiums with GLEC finals, and now we have in the PGW. But actually, the Paris Games Week will be the center of interest of everyone right now, because the team that will win will get to maybe play first end, So it's and it happened. What shocked me is that it happens so late in the year. Like we're close to ending the year, and we know right now that in winter we will have GME. Like the teams already started, the ERL teams already started the competition of EME Master Summer, and they learn that they have to play they are playing for much more. They are playing for much more than what they were expecting. And the other subject, I don't know if you saw it, but Kameto suggested that the initial plan was even higher. It was even bigger.
A Royal Rumble or something.
And what we knew after that, because some leakers talked about it. I think it was a Leo podcast who talked about it, and they said that there will be like what Riot wanted to do is a Royal Rumble between the third place of LEC, the EMEA Masters Summer Champion, and the best EMEA team of the year, as they call it, which is Los Ratones. So there will be a Royal Rumble between those three teams, and the one that wins will go to Worlds this year. You imagine this year?
My God.
That's
is
completely crazy.
So fucked up.
It's mental.
One point I saw as well, I forget the guy's name, this guy from China Gap. He was at LEC last weekend. I saw him tweet saying like, imagine you're like, so not Los Ratones, but this other ERL team that gets into the LEC, they've got to build a squad for next year, and now they just get the pickings of like every LEC reject, because they can just say, all right, come to us, we're an ERL team, but you play LEC.
Exactly.
And then once they go back to ERLs in spring and summer, they've got a team that's going to be basically all LEC players, and it's just.
And the biggest thing is, I think they will do well in LEC. Like I think Los Ratones will do well in LEC. I don't think they will be bottom tier. If they put on the work, if they take it seriously, if they stop streaming basically for it, I think they could look
That's
very
the point
good.
as well, right? Going to let them stream the games.
Yeah,
because that was a rule that they already bent over for them before they even played a single fucking match.
Imagine.
They just got formed and Riot changed the rules for them.
Imagine right now they say, okay, GLEC teams have the right to stream their scrims. Like that would be crazy. Like the Los Ratones pass is out of this world, right? But yeah, no, I don't. I think they can look good actually, but I don't think they will win against the top 3 or 4 teams.
Yeah, imagine not.
I don't imagine that happening, especially because I think they will get stronger. I think in the start of next year, I think KC will get stronger. I think Fnatic. Actually, I'm not sure about Fnatic. I'm never sure about Fnatic, but
well, this year was the year they got stronger, wasn't it?
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, and I think they can be middle of the table. Maybe they can take a game to top 14, but I don't see them like reaching the final or something, or reaching first 10. It will be crazy, right? It will be very crazy that the first year that this rule is implemented, an ERL team just exposed GLEC and just goes to first end, But
then everyone will be calling for the head of franchising. Like.
Yeah, and they would be right to ask it about, by the way. But yeah, but that will be fun to see Nemesis, Reckless, Crowny, all these, guys that were rejected from GLEC kind of back.
Well, especially like Nemesis. I think had offers and that, but I'm sure Crowley was properly kicked out, really, and even though he did
by
not
Fnatic,
playing bad. So,
and Reckless too. Like actually, both Reckless and Nemesis were actually kicked out of GLEC by Fnatic, and Crowley by BDS. But it's something that.
Oh, and we could have watched them in in Madrid,
Yeah.
beating Fnatic for the last world
Yeah.
seed. Imagine that.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
Too bad.
But yeah, and also the other thing I think of is that actually I'm wondering if like Bows will stay. Like I think that's a topic, you know. Will Bows stay? Because it's like I'm not sure his playstyle can work in LEC, right? I think they have to try, and actually they have one shot to try, so maybe they will use it. But it's kind of a risk, you know, to take. Like you have only one shot in LEC and you take both as a top laner.
Well, they got one shot, but then what are they like? What is a failure then? Like if you say like, oh, they should get a more normal top laner so they don't fuck up. But then what is fucking up to them? Because like,
and actually, surely they one year where they trained with Buff was where they improved with him, when they learned strategies with him. Their drafting way is very, you know, particular. Like it's very special. So I think they just take on that. But yeah, it's gonna be fun to see actually.
Yeah, because in any case, ideal thing for them is like win it and go to first stand. But if you don't do that, then nobody else goes to first stand anyway. So it's not like, as long as they don't crash and burn, it's not like horrendous.
Yeah. I think as long as they stay in the middle of the table, the fans will be happy about it, you know.
For sure.
But yeah, if they do like tense, maybe it will be a bit worse. But I don't see them being tense. I think like teams like SK Gaming, for example, will probably be below them.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Absolutely. Should we go and eat something?
Yeah, I think we do. Thank you, everyone.
See you then. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.